Executive function skills, or what some call tools of the mind, are a broad set of skills that support the process of thinking and learning. They encompass capabilities such as to focus, remember, plan, adjust to change, use new information, and have self-control. Having executive function skills in the brain is like having an air traffic control system at a busy airport that manages the arrivals and departures of dozens of planes on multiple runways. There is a lot going on. Children are not born with executive function skills, but are born with the potential to develop them. Executive function skills rely on 3 types of brain functions. Working memory, the capacity to hold information in mind and work with it over time. Mental flexibility, the capacity to switch gears and respond to changes. Inhibitory control, or self-control, the skill used to master and filter thoughts and impulses so one can resist distractions or to stop and think before acting. Growing research shares the importance of executive function skills as a critical building block in learning and as a predictor of school achievement. Early childhood teachers play a central role in promoting these tools of the mind. Just how? Think play. Complex and intentional play can be the springboard to inviting many executive function skills to be practiced and mastered. One such play opportunity is partner time play, where the adults use clearly defined objectives for children who are partnered in very small groups.
You want to be on the other side of the table.
The partner time is when we match up 2 kids, and it's typically 2 kids. The beginning of the year, it's 2 kids that play well together, they get along, we know they have similar interests. So they get paired up, and then for a short time, they get to play together, and they make a plan. So they get to decide, we open up different things in the classroom, and we typically try to have things that, with the fishing game, there's only one fishing pole, so they have to take turns and they have to share. So they do need to communicate with each other. So we'll set out different things for them, and they choose what areas they want to go play at. And they make their plan, and then they can change it, but they have to talk to their partner. I want to go here instead. This is where I want to go, and they coordinate that. And then they come back to the circle and they report what they did.
You stand over here. Right there. There you go. Okay, what'd you guys do?
It works with so many different things, so many different skills you can work on with partner time. The big thing is entering play, and kids, they don't have to have the courage to go and to go and enter the play or to ask to play. You have certain kids who have trouble just coming into the room, let alone going and talking to somebody. And so when you have that child who has a bit of shyness, it takes that out of the equation. And so then they're already set up, and then we can get into practicing language skills. We can get into, the verbal and nonverbal responses and kind of picking up on cues.
I like how he has a little bit of writing on each one.
You can build a relationship. You get to know what the other child likes and the things that they don't like. It's a great opportunity to have that one-on-one playtime without a third person coming in and changing the play. And that's really important too, so that they can kind of extend their play a little bit longer each time we have partner time. We make it a little longer. And then, when kids are doing partner time, they have their partners in the beginning of the school year that they're really comfortable with. And as that continues to be successful, we change it up and give them a new partner. And sometimes, kids don't always get along. And so we kind of push that a little bit so that they can practice to learn to make a relationship and how to communicate with kids that sometimes are difficult to get along with. And so that, I think, has been super helpful in terms of, kind of pushing the limits a little bit. And for the kid who doesn't always have a play partner, who is usually, off doing a parallel play, it kind of brings them into the group a little bit. So if you match someone who is really doing cooperative play with a big group of kids, and you have a child who typically is doing parallel play, you bring them together, and then the one who is successful at cooperative play is a model for the one who is doing the parallel play. And so there's a lot of give and take then, and they have that model.
Fostering partner time play promotes social connections and skill-building activities that enhance executive function capabilities. Partner time play can also lower some of the anxieties typically associated with larger group settings.
I think that all kids have a certain level of stress. And I think that when you come into a classroom, it can be a pretty stressful event in itself. You've got 14 other people in our classroom to deal with. You have to share with toys with them. You have to tell them your ideas and communicate with them. They get in your space. They take things from you. And so partner time is kind of that one time where, kids who have a lot of anxiety kind of walk around and, have a hard time during discovery time. But partner time, you see the shoulders go down and you see them kind of relax a little bit. They don't have to kind of figure out how to deal with all of the obstacles in the classroom, all of the social obstacles in the classroom. And it kind of takes the anxiety out a little bit. And it's so easier for us as educators to go and help facilitate play when there's just two of them, and it just, we find that the kids, the volume in the classroom itself goes down in partner time, and they kind of have more of a quiet interaction with each other. They don't have to shout all the way across the room, or, they see what's in front of them on the table or what's available for them to do, and they can do it without trying to figure it out.
Partner time play requires children to think about and make plans. It may also involve responding to changes, holding others' ideas in mind, and pausing and thinking, all skills needed in learning and in managing ourselves.
Rohan, they were coming here. The rice table's open. Do you want to go to the rice table for 1 minute? Rohan, talk to Claire.
I'm going to scooch you in.
The planning part, when they first come to me and we put the partner tags on them, we want to make sure that they have an idea of what they're going to do. And so there's no real form for it. I usually just kind of jot it down and very quickly and not very expertly, it's just, but the goal is to make sure that they see that it's important that they have already made a plan and that they can stick to it. And they can change the plan, but they have to talk to each other if they're going to do that. And typically the kids do not write down their own plan, but it is not unusual for them to walk around with a clipboard and say, "What's your plan?" And, I'll be asking them if they're in the classroom and they're kind of wandering around. I'm like, "What's your plan? What are you going to do?" And so we don't use that phrase particularly just for partner time. It's just kind of part of our everyday vocabulary.
One of the things we did add for especially nonverbal kids in the classroom, we've had visuals out. So even today, Marin had, she went around all the different activities that were open. She took one thing from each and put it in a circle so that the kids could not only hear what she was saying, what was open, and they could see what was open. So they could come up and see, the pyramid blocks are still here. Maybe I want to choose that.
You want to do the pyramid building? Okay.
I'm going to do first these.
So that was another adaptation we've made.
Pick it up and give it to you instead of being able to say pyramid blocks or something like that.
Can you give the microphone to Rowan so she has a turn?
The other thing that I was thinking about that we've changed is the microphone. In terms of the review, there were times when they were kind of like struggling to be first, and then the one who isn't apt to speak up wouldn't say anything. And what we found is just having that little instrument stick just kind of helped them find their words and kind of speak out and know that it was their special time to tell us what they did or what they liked. And so that worked out really pretty good.
Partner play helps children connect socially and engage in activities to practice many skills. It also presents opportunities to meet children at their individual zone of learning, comfort, and ability, being challenged but not too frustrated.
Yeah, I would say that towards the beginning of the year, you do get a lot of the kids who are just kind of parallel playing during partner time when they're just sitting and it looks like they're being productive, but then when you get a little closer, you realize they're not talking to each other at all. They're both doing their own thing, and so that's when we really step in and make sure they're asking each other questions about what they're doing.
Sarah, let Jordan know what you want to do. Come talk to Jordan.
Well, and I think the other thing that we do a lot of is problem solving throughout the day. And so there's that script, can I have a turn? You can have it when I'm done, or after the yellow timer, or, the blue timer, whichever. And it just is promoting that time to practice talking to each other. And I think the thing that I like most about it is you don't have 5 in a group and trying to coordinate who's saying what. There's not the interruption. There isn't, contradiction. When you have 2 people, it's so much easier for 2 people to solve a problem than 10 people solve a problem, right? Because there's only 2 opinions then, and then the 2 people can work that out. And so we're using, that script from problem solving a lot throughout the whole day. But partner time in specific, they have to say, oh, well, I want to go here. I'm done now. Well, the other child can say, no, I'm not done. I want to stay for the blue timer or the red timer.
Look, we built it.
Claire, tell your partner what you want to do.
What we have open for them, the beginning of the year, we want to have things that they can be really successful at very easily on their own. You don't want them, getting stressed about not being able to build a tricky puzzle together, when they're not even able to really communicate with their partner yet. So you want to start out with very easy things for them. And as the year goes on, it's, more things that might require more thought, more thinking, the trickier puzzles with the more pieces that, as we kind of go through our closet of ideas that we pull out.
Yeah, it gets a little bit more sophisticated as the year goes on, and we don't do just things like games or puzzles. We may open up dramatic play for 2 children, and then the other part of it, and I think we touched base on this a little bit, and just kind of matching partners up where one is a model and one may be struggling with something. So if there's a child who never goes over to dramatic play, and it's because they don't really feel comfortable interacting with those things, so we would partner them up with someone who loves dramatic play and who can really kind of help with doing cooperative play and productive play there, or match somebody up to do a tricky puzzle with a puzzle master, so that they have that model to see how that is worked with.
Partner play helps to practice focus and to experience positive, productive play.
Well, I think through the length of the partner time, kids' focus begins to get longer and longer. In the beginning of the year, partner time might only last maybe 5-10 minutes at the most, maybe. Yeah. But towards the middle of the year, it can be 15 minutes. And even in the summertime when Marin's not here, and I'll do partner time with the kids, and they can have it up to a half an hour. They'll pick what they want to do, and they'll stay with that partner, with very little, adult interaction with it. They'll be able to make their plans and do it and stay with it. So it's, a bit longer they're doing it. They're more comfortable with their peers.
Yeah. Well, in the beginning of the school year, when we introduce it too, we use persona dolls to kind of reenact how partner time works. And one of the phrases that we use is to stick together like glue. And so when they're sticking together like glue for like 5 minutes in the beginning of the school year, we want to end it before they start to fall apart with it. So we start with 5 minutes, and then we get longer as they let us know when it gets longer, when they can do it.
Yeah, typically we'll sometimes see a group one group kind of starting to fade apart, starting to melt, and we want to like stop the partner time then, so they have a successful partner time and they're not just wandering off and losing their partners.
Yeah. Well, and I think that their attending time also makes a difference. And to like have this understanding that there's this person next to them that they need to interact with. And, sometimes we have kids who wander away, and then we use the tags and remember, you stick together like glue, come on back. And it helps extend that attention and playtime, and hopefully they gain more productive play with the practice of partner time.
Through complex play and interaction with others, children learn self-regulation and social skills. Through play and reflection, they also learn to use metacognition, or rather, to think about thinking. Anxiety and high stress levels can interfere with opportunities to develop these skills.
There's actually, all day long they have to practice that self-regulation, and the self-regulation, I think, is big because first they have to follow the basic rules, so to say, is with partner time. And so they have to stick together like glue. They have to make a plan. And they can have some flexibility in that plan, but they do have to talk to their partner. Like, they can't just get up and walk away. We are bringing them back and saying, where's your partner? Don't forget to tell your partner about your ideas. Don't forget, to tell your partner to come with you. And, that kind of goes to the executive learning and thinking. And so we were just talking about the metacognition and the executive learning and how it impacts on kids in terms of their anxiety level. And if they have anxiety, they're not going to be able to, think about what somebody else is thinking about, because they're just too anxious to be able to worry about what they're doing, let alone what anybody else is doing, right? And then the executive learning is impacted because of the whole organization. So if I'm really worried about what you're going to do to me, I'm not going to be able to plan ahead. And, if you're going to take something from me, I'm not going to be able to plan ahead how I'm going to respond to you. It's going to be more of a impulse on how I respond if I'm worried about somebody else.
Early educators play an important role in promoting the broad umbrella of skills associated with executive function that all children are working on.
Rohan, they were coming here. The rice table's open. Do you want to go to the rice table for 1 minute? Rohan, talk to Claire.
I'm going to scooch you in.
Well, I think our main role was facilitating during partner time. We kind of do want to stand back a little bit and see, how the kids are interacting with each other, but even if they're working really great together, we want to get a little closer to find out what they're saying, what they're talking about with each other. And then you kind of look around if the kids are having conflict, see if they can work it out on their own. If not, then we jump in. I think even today there was 2 kids with a fishing game, and they were just kind of throwing it all over the place, kind of just wrecking it on the floor and weren't really playing. So I went over and talked to them and got them into playing the game. And, if they didn't want to play there, you can go somewhere else, but just talk to each other. It's time to be playing with each other.
Right, and I think the big thing is to make sure that they're having productive play. And if they're having productive play, are they talking to each other about their ideas? This is like the one time in the classroom when they have just time alone together, and that play is not going to be interrupted, with somebody else coming in. And it's really a great time for them to be practicing those pragmatic, language skills and their social skills that, they're all working on.
Visit Better Kid Care. www.betterkidcare.psu.edu. We care because you care.